She's the woman that just can't be tamed, but is this why Miley Cyrus can't seem to get the world to love her for who she is? There's no 100% correct answer here, but Where They Now is here today to count down our picks of the top 10 reasons Miley Cyrus is hated by everyone. What's your favorite Miley song right now? Share your responses below and let's jump right in. In our 10th spot, Publicized Problems. Miley's most recent mess comes from her Joe Rogan podcast appearance. For this candid tell-all styled interview, the singer revealed she engaged in an argument with the MTV Video Music Award directors who were responsible for her pre-recorded performance. Miley slammed the workers for her 2020 set over lighting, a decision that would determine her socially distanced performance of her then latest heartbreak anthem, Midnight Sky. The hitmaker opened up about the tiff on the podcast regarding the incident that took place ahead of the taping, breaking down, "Beauty light is always used on women, and I said turn the lights off. I just want the red lighting. The same thing that we do with the guys, that's exactly what I want." Miley also explained how her bracelets kept getting caught, and they said, "You want to be treated like a guy? We wouldn't be dealing with this if a guy was doing this. I said a guy wouldn't be doing this because a guy doesn't saw your show with redacted the way I am going to. I am aware of that." When podcast host Joe inquired about the ridiculousness of Miley's conversation with the directors, she responded, "It is also embarrassing." Miley suggested at one point that she also faced opposition from the team due to her gender, insisting how she felt questioned about the length of glam, and clarified that she doesn't lose her kindness, but I am firm about what I want. Finally, Miley added how despite being labeled as a female dog or diva, she believes if male artists did the same, they'd be referred to as creative gods. Before we jump into number 9, comment below if you're still a fan of Miley. In our 9th spot, the Vanity Fair issue. The year 2008 was pretty major for Miley. Hannah Montana was at the peak of its popularity. She dropped her first solo song, Breakout, and she began working on the process of the 2009 Hannah Montana movie. But she also faced her biggest scandal to date then, after her Vanity Fair article was released and showed the then 15-year-old star posing bare. The adult photographer behind the idea was Annie Leibovitz, and Miley was impressionable enough to agree the snap was really artsy. In fact, on the piece, Miley stated, "It wasn't in a skanky way, and you can't say no to Annie." Considering the backlash that followed, it turned out to be a terrible idea, one that the adults around the then young star should have responsibly shut down. Teen Vogue later reported both Miley and Annie's apologies, with the singing actress saying, "I took part in a photo shoot that was supposed to be artistic, and now I feel so embarrassed. I never intended any of this, and I apologize to my fans who I care so deeply about." It seems her apologetic nature didn't stick around for long though, as Miley retracted it in April 2019 after she tweeted the New York Post re-release of her photos with the tagline, "Miley's shame." In classic Miley fashion, she captioned her tweet, "I'm not sorry F you, hashtag 10 years ago." In our 8th spot, questionable dating history. Back in 2008, a rather young Miley was rumored to have been romantically involved with a then 20-year-old model, singer, and actor, Justin Gaston. While Miley never confirmed or denied the grounds of their relationship, it was speculated that she did so to hide the supposed truth. She even dished Ryan Seacrest on his radio show at the time that she hadn't really been answering the question much just because we're really happy with everything and the way everything has worked out. The older Hannah Montana actress further stated how her famous father, Billy Ray Cyrus, thought Justin was cool. The young star eventually informed viewers how she and Justin originally bonded over their fate and how he was crucial in helping her through difficult periods in her life, adding, "Our families are like, whatever happens, happens. If he's nothing but a really good friend, that's awesome." In our 7th spot, Worry's family. At one point, Billy Ray was reportedly quite worried about his famous daughter. In 2011, the Cyrus family had some very public drama aired out due to Miley's parents, Tish and Billy Ray, getting a divorce. Despite briefly being reconciled later, the tension was questioned to have affected Billy Ray's relationship with Miley at some point. This was rumoredly proven after Billy Ray's surprising admissions to GQ came out later on, fully placing the blame on Miley's hit Disney show, the same one that garnered her fame and kept his income steady for half a decade, as the reason why his family was sinking. In fact, Billy Ray stated on his personal issues, "I'll tell you right now, the show destroyed my family." Billy Ray further alleged that Miley's professional team would constantly use him as a scapegoat whenever she fell into trouble, because, quote, "That's what daddies do." He further claimed it was every time something happened in Miley's career, every time the train went off the track, whatever scandal it was. However, this frustrated Billy Ray because it became so obvious that, man, no matter what happens, they're going to put you up there and let you take the bullet. In our 6th spot, racist past. Back in 2009, Miley faced an unsuccessful lawsuit due to racial discrimination discrimination. She was 16 at the time and faced major flack for a photograph she appeared in with her friends. According to reports, Miley's then boyfriend Justin Gaston was also in the snap, and all of them pulled a gesture or face of slanting their eyes, something that is discriminatory to Asians and typically meant to mock them. Miley was speedy in dismissing anyone who even tried to call her out for the image, and claimed she and her friends were just making goofy faces for the camera. However, it was argued a gangster because the one person in the photo who didn't pull the offensive face was Asian. At the time, a Los Angeles-based group of Asians banded together to sue Miley of discrimination and demanded she paid them $4,000 in damages. However, a judge ended up dismissing the suit. In our 5th spot, cyberbullying. Everyone who grew up in the era of the Disney Channel must remember the iconic feud between Miley, Demi Lovato, and Selena Gomez. While the situation seemed like regular kids getting into regular spats, users online concluded that Selena and Demi were victims of cyberbullying at the hands of Miley and her friend Mandy Giroux. The speculation of cyber harassment came after Selena and Demi posted a YouTube video, as they used to regularly do, to keep fans updated on their lives. Later on, Miley and Mandy thought it would be funny to parody said video, but what may have originally been intended as a lighthearted jab took an ugly turn to accusations of bullying behavior. At this point, Miley and Demi were still finding their footing in Disney, with the former preparing for her leading role in Disney Channel's original film Camp Rock, and the latter having just guest starred on Miley's show ahead of her own series Wizards of Waverly Place. In the video, Miley and Mandy mocked both young stars, but after they were flooded with hate, the post was taken down and apologies were issued accordingly. Chances are you can probably still find it somewhere if you missed that tidbit of pop culture though. In our 4th spot, 2013 VMAs. Yeah, Miley and the VMAs go way back, and 2013 was that year of change for its star. At 21 years old, Miley was rocking a bold blonde pixie cut and even wilder fashion pieces. Her musical sound also drastically shifted to take on a more hip-hop infused sound, most notable in her 2013 album Bangers. One of her biggest songs came from said album, in which Miley previously performed We Can't Stop in a bear onesie at the VMAs that year. As the song closed out, Robin Thicke appeared on stage and Miley's onesie was stripped to reveal a tan latex bikini. She proceeded to dance around on stage and Robin with a foam finger in her hand and her tongue out. As per page 6, close sources of Miley later stated they believed she was heavily under the influence while and after performing alongside the then 36-year-old singer. In the same year, Miley caused even more problems when she made her acceptance speech for MTV European Music's Best Video Award. While gracing the Netherlands event, the star pulled a poor choice of item from her Chanel bag and informed the audience, "You know, I couldn't fit this award in my bag, but I did find this." Well, this appeared to be a stick she lit on live television. The stunt temporarily halted all of her invites to award shows. In our 3rd spot, Bad Crew. Miley has been linked to more than one incident in which Demi Lovato was reportedly bullied, but this time it's because of her then assistant. The 2012 issue was much more serious than speculated teen jealousy. Miley's former assistant Shane Thomas uploaded a since-deleted Instagram video poking fun at Demi's addiction struggles. Following Demi issuing a passive-aggressive reaction on Twitter, writing, "You are who your friends are," she and Shane got into a heated exchange. And while Miley had no direct involvement, she didn't publicly speak out against Shane's remarks as someone who actively worked for her, considering just how serious of an illness Demi was dealing with. Demi was also meant to be the singer's friend at the time, but the two were in very obvious ups and downs over the years, so Miley probably didn't feel obligated to run to her defense. In fact, Demi once informed 17 that regardless of how often she and Miley disagreed, with their similarly strong personalities and brutal tiffs, they would also make up just as quickly as they originally fought. In our 2nd spot, culture appropriation. Miley's had quite the history of cultural appropriation accusations throughout her career. Back in 2013, she was blasted in a Black Youth Project in response to her comments made regarding her Billboard reported change views when it came to hip-hop music. The star informed the massive company how she desired to step into a more wholesome era of her career, announcing, "I'm giving the world a huge hug and saying, hey look, we're good, I love you. I can't listen to that anymore. That's what's pushed me out of the hip-hop scene a little. It was too much, I'm so not that." And well, if the quote left you scratching your head about why Miley's post-Bangers era ended up seeing her in a very suggestive, practically vulgar unicorn outfit while on her Dead Pets tour, trust me, you're not alone. While Miley has never been the only pop star to benefit from hip-hop culture, her behavior wasn't suddenly deemed excusable. In fact, the writer of the Black Youth Project, Sharon DeBrown, insistently wrote, "The ease with which she is able to achieve this almost seamless transformation is evidence why cultural appropriation is a form of violence. Not only does she have the ability to effortlessly slip in and out of the Black aesthetics while maintaining her white privilege, but she also uses this moment of resurgence to paint hip-hop as the big bad wolf that scared her away." And in our 1st spot, controversial rap views. Miley's formerly controversial views we broke down a bit in the Last Point has enough information for a whole other spot in this countdown. After she was already accused of stealing from Black culture through the release of bangers, Miley again came under fire in 2017 for her comments on the hip-hop and rap genres. This was after massively benefiting from that same exact thing through song wins and global recognition she once missed out on. After telling Billboard she was sick of listening to it all, Miley went on to defend her comments in a post on Instagram to further push her preferences. You know, not like she was bragging about meaningless stuff like being in the club with her J's on or anything prior. In the since deleted post, Miley explained, "I have always and will continue to love and celebrate hip-hop as I've collaborated with some of the very best. At this point, I am expanding personally/musically and gravitating more towards uplifting conscious rap. As I get older, I understand the effect music has on the world, and seeing where we are today, I feel the younger generation needs to hear positive, powerful lyrics." That's been today's WATN. I've been your host, Michaela, and thanks for watching, friends.